All right, what's good? Leekautorepair. Got a video for you guys. I don't think I know the year. Actually, I do know the year. I think this one was a 2017, 2016, 2017. Volkswagen, the Golf, like the wagon, pretty much the wagon version of the Golf, and pretty much is a TSI engine and like the 1.8 or the 2.0, whatever. I'm doing pretty much doing a water pump on this. So if you got like a 1.8 or a 2.0, doing a water pump pretty much falls under the same type of video. So I'll be sure to like tag other cars that got like the 1.8 or the 2.0, like the CC, or like you got the like the Passat, or you got like the Jetta or whatever, or like maybe like even like the newer, like the Atlases. I mean the Tiguan come with it too, like the 2.0 to 1.8. But like I noticed like some of the newer Atlases come with like a turbo four banger in there too. So whatever it falls, it might fall for you, whatever. It is what it is. So I'm gonna load up the file real quick, and we just gonna jump straight into it. And where my lighter at too, because I got my little L situation going on or whatever. Let me make sure I turn up the screen brightness so I can read this. Y'all might hear like a little rain in the background. I'm in my car doing this or whatever. Uh, well, I'm just, you know, doing the audio part of my car. It is what it is. So let me go ahead and open it, and I'm gonna mute this so there's no sound heard. I got my GoPro set up, so we're gonna be doing it that way. So pretty much, got my underhood light popping. So first thing I want to be doing is there are two I think it's T25 Torx. You're gonna take off like this air duct system thingy majig bull crap. I wanna say all these words that I can't really say properly right on YouTube. Everybody be like crying on there and whatever and stuff. So I can't even. Matter of fact, shit and shit. I don't know what I was about to say and stuff, but they don't even sound right. This pretty much little part right here, pretty much pops out of the like the, I don't want to call it the cowl, but like right on top of where like your radiator support, like where your latch at, that type of, you know what I'm talking about. Take it off. Nah, I put it on the ground. It is what it is. Next, there is a cooling hose that go from the upper radiator hose. It's like in connection off it on it, like teed onto it. Make sure you take off that clamp. I think my clamp kind of like broke or whatever. I did get a new one. Good thing that I work at Volkswagen, and just no thing for me to get these parts. I don't know what you're gonna be doing. That's just you in your driveway. You're gonna be figuring out. Common sense, buy a new clamp if it breaks. So took that off. Next, I want to take off this small little it's a little black hose that goes into the air box, and you want to take that off. And then there's like a little quick disconnect hose right there, and you want to take that off as well. And yeah, just I'm gonna take off there. You're gonna take off the whole air box, but you're gonna take off the stupid. I hate that clamp. That clamp is so stupid. Take that off. Like I said, take the whole air box out, and this pretty much gives you run. We're pretty much like making a run to get to the pump. That's all you're gonna be doing. So just pretty much follow everything that I'm doing in this video, and you should be cool. If you got a problem, rewind, yada yada yada. You got a question, ask questions. I'm taking off a cooling hose. I believe this one goes. If you follow it back, it might go back to the reservoir. But it do go to like this plastic, like that plastic cross pipe that go right in front of the alternator. So disconnect that hose. There's another hose. I think that goes to like to part of the like the fuel system probably. Yeah, that's what it looks like to me. You wanna like you don't have to disconnect it or nothing, but separate it from off at the top of the manifold, because it do kind of like it does rest into like these little tabs on the manifold. And there's a sensor. I believe that was the map sensor. Yeah, it looks like a map sensor to me. Take it off. Now that little cross pipe, plastic pipe that I was telling you about, it's two T30 Torx that got it in place. You want to remove those, get those off, and if you want, you kind of can separate the hoses off of it if you want, but just be patient. I get to that part of the video when I did. Let me like my John up so I can go ahead and, you know what I mean, and whatnot as after work. Like I said, if you want to disconnect, I think what I'm doing right here is disconnected that hose that go into the plastic pipe in front of the alternator, and that by disconnecting it at certain points, it'll make the plastic pipe like more flexible. You'll be able to like move around like to get rum. I don't believe I took this pipe out. Like I said, I just separated. So that, see how I separated, and now I can move it all the way over. bam, just like that, easy. Hit the John, so I'm talking too much or whatnot. Like I said, I'm just pretty much moving hoses and stuff away. Next, and I'm not doing everything in like a specific order. I'm just like, just going to town, taking everything off, whatever. Uh, it looked like there's a bracket. Um, it's bracket held in by a 13 millimeter nut, and then on the other end, it looks, I think it's a 12. It's got to be a 10 or a 12. Triple square, and that's the bracket that goes to the block onto the manifold itself. Now, if you got like a different, like a Jetta or like a Golf, I mean GTI or something like that, or a CC, I mean whatever. I did one on a Jetta, and I had to remove the intake manifold. Oh well, this one you got to move the intake manifold. Actually, I'm confused myself because I'm thinking that another car I did it water pump on. I didn't have to remove the intake manifold, but I definitely moved the bracket. But this bracket is a pain in the ass to get to. You can stretch the video out and maybe you can kind of see what I'm talking about, but this bracket will be in your way and you won't be able to take the manifold off because of that bracket. So make sure you got that out the way. And two, you need to get to your bolts for the water pump itself when we get there. So move that. You can sneak in it. Me, I snuck in there with like a little flex head ratchet. I think on this one I'm I'm unscrewing the just the hose clamp, because that's what it looks like I'm unscrewing. Not a hose clamp. It's just like the intercooling piping off of the throttle pretty much, and I'm separating the connector off of the throttle. And I guess you can just move that out the way, but you got like other stuff in the way, so just like let it sit there for a second. Um, if you want to be that guy trying to sneak this out, good luck. I seen people try to do it and then they didn't have no luck at whatsoever. But it is what it is. Next, I'm taking off there are multiple bolts and nuts around the intake manifold, but from left to right on each side there's a nut, 10 millimeter nuts. So I'm removing those nuts, and then afterwards there are T30 Torx, and I'm not sure on how many, but they're T30 Torx. Just pay attention, and you're gonna remove those off. So just pay attention how I'm backing off everything and where everything is located, and you should be good. You can use an impact gun if you want. I gotta use impact tools, the electric tools, to make the job a whole lot faster. I mean, a hell of a lot faster. You're gonna sit there cranking, you get carpal tunnel by the end of the job or whatever. Use a magnet too to retrieve these nuts and bolts and stuff, because when they drop and you in your backyard and you ain't got no other bolts and nuts to replace this, then that's just your ass. That's just gonna be on you. Not gonna be my problem. You should be thankful I show you how to do this goddamn job. So get your magnet, go through them, and take my puff and do what I do, because that's what I do. You feel me? So hold on. Like, this job is, I mean, if you ain't got experience doing this, it's gonna take you a minute. It's gonna take you a long time. I mean, I seen somebody do it, start on it, and they finished it the next day. Me, I could always do this the same day. It could be like 4 or 5 hours. I think the fastest I ever done a job like this was probably like maybe like 4.5 hours or something like that. It's not about like speed when it comes to this, because it's tedious and things could go wrong. Like, you put everything that back together and then you got a coolant leak. And I know plenty of people who get coolant leaks when they do a job like this. So a lot of people like to avoid it because of the stupid union, or you got like a stupid quick connect hose that's not on right or something, or like a clamp or something. There's just always something retarded when you're going back. If you don't know what to look for, if you're not paying attention going in, after a while you get used to this. But if you're not that guy, then I mean, you're gonna know what I'm talking about. You're gonna struggle getting this in. That union gonna kick your ass. So I look like I retrieved all of my nuts and my bolts and whatever. So I guess you're gonna be waiting to see what I'll do next. I guess it's been like a week since I did this video. I was pretty much sitting on this, and I mean, I didn't want to post out too much content at the same time, but I'm gonna stretch them out on when I'm gonna be posting it. It's a connector on the side by the oil filter cap housing. Be sure to get that out. I snuck that out with a pick. I take out most of my connectors that can't be taken out with your fingertips. Yeah, like your fingernail or whatever. Just or your fingers. Just use a pick and just sneak in there and get it out. And sometimes those stupid tabs break on the connector anyway. To just use a pick. Pick is the best way to take off connectors off of like a Volkswagen car to me, or just cars period. It is what it is. There are other connectors too, like under the manifold right by the throttle. If you can see where I'm pointing the light at, sometimes you can just, if you can separate it from the manifold or disconnect them right then and there, you good. Either way, they need to be separated regardless. So be sure you take off those. I'm not sure if it's like 3 or 4 connectors, but there are definitely multiple connectors around the intake manifold that you need to be paying attention for. And don't forget about the connector too for the I think it's for the electric thermostat, water pump, whatever is actuated. So it's definitely a connector on a water pump thermostat housing assembly. This on the thermostat side too, on a water pump. So it's got to be like an actuated type of thermostat situation going on. And that too, with the ones that got an actuator, you do need to do a basic setting on it too. So we'll talk about that later. There is a T30 that I'm trying to get to. Look like there's like a bracket or something. I'm trying to remove the fuel line. So there's a T30 bolt that secures the fuel line into like a bracket. So it's kind of like tight getting to it, but if you can sneak in there like I did, you get to it. And then one is a locking nut. It'd be like, I think it's 17 on one end and then 18 on the other end. You're going to take that line out, and the reason you got to take that line out because that's going to make your removal of the intake manifold like super hard. I done water pumps job where I didn't have to take out that fuel line, and I snuck it out, and I done it where I couldn't get the intake manifold out, and I had to take out the line. So if you can get those lines out, sneak them out. That's how I did. Got them out with the manifold, still in, of course. Whatever. You got to just sneak in there and get it out. And once you get that line out of the way, you'll be able to like move the intake manifold. You see, I'm wiggling the manifold, but I can't get it out. That's because I got that fuel line in my way. So it's definitely key. Definitely key. So look like I'm taking a pick, and I think I'm removing. I don't know if I'm removing off another connector. There's another couple sensors around in that area that you should be paying attention to. Let me see. We at in the video. We at 10 minutes. And keep this joint popping or whatever. Look like, I don't know why I put my phone all the way away from here. Let me put it right back here where it needs to be. So the audio might sound a little funny. It is what it is. I try to turn it up in certain points of the video. So I guess you're going to be fiddling like with this manifold, like moving it around like, dang, what is in my way? What is in my way? Like, just pay attention and look. Pay attention and look and take off what I tell you to take off, and you're going to be good. I mean, you can follow your steps all you want, or you want to follow it from a person who did the job numerous times and can tell you how to do it, right? All right, cool. All right, so I guess I'm taking my wrench, and that one's a 17. I'm taking off the fuel line pretty much. So just gonna be separate. You don't have to like pull it out, but just put it off to the side or whatever. It is what it is. You do what you do. Like I say, you should be thankful I filmed a video like this. I did this out of kindness. I didn't even get paid. I mean, I'm gonna get paid for monetized on the video, but nobody put money in my pocket and like, Henley, film me a video on removing a water pump. So I'm helping y'all. Y'all can talk all the trash y'all want. Yada yada yada. That's y'all cool. Say what you want in the comments. At the end of the day, I still was helpful. You feel me? So let me take my puff and shit. Hold on. Like, if I could rate this job, all right, if you're a beginner, all right, 1 to 10, 10 being the worst, 0 being like easy, super easy. I will rate this like an 8 to 10, and it probably most likely be a 10 because you're gonna be frustrated. Somebody who got like mechanical experience, like you can mechanically incline, and it's gonna take you probably like it's what a rating is gonna be like. Good question. Maybe like a 5 or like a 6. 6 being frustrated, but it's not that bad. So I look like, damn. Don't be laughing at me. It look like I got the I like this underhood light too. We'll talk about that later. At a later time. Trying to catch my call. I got the fuel line out of the way, and I'm trying to maneuver the intake manifold. I think something still might be in my way. I think the intercooling piping that I need to separate. So that's what I'm pretty much doing. Sometimes you gotta might gotta lightly pry it off of the throttle itself, because that thing be on there a little tight or whatever. Or you can pull up on it and it'll come off. Yeah, just like that. Now that intercooling piping, it is some of them be like bolted to the block. It's like two T30 Torx, and you'll follow the plastic pipe down. You'll see how it's bolted to the block. Pay attention and just remove those, and that'll help maneuver. Like, just give you more room to wiggle room to get the intake manifold out. So looks like I see how I'm making progress on getting it out, and I believe there is some type of connector, or yeah, look like maybe a connector still like kind of like got me, it's preventing me from coming out all the way. So that's why I'm separating right now, if you can see what I'm doing. And then there's that one last connector on the thermostat side of the water pump. You're gonna actually, we're not there yet. We're gonna talk about that later. I'm jumping far ahead of the video. Yeah. So it looks like I may got like a hose or something, a little plastic hose set up, and just gonna separate that. I think maybe I grabbed a pick to separate it, because some little hoses don't be twisting off that easy. It is what it is. A pick is your friend. A little pocket screwdriver, flathead joint, and a pick. Them joints gonna be your friend when you're working on German cars. Dead ass. So just your intake manifold too. Make sure you replace your gasket. You take off the throttle. Make sure you replace the gasket with the throttle, or make sure your gasket is in good shape. If they all flatten and smooth with your finger, then the gasket is no good. If it's bulged up and you can feel it with your finger, then it's still good. Just clean it off or use it. I end up kind of like crack the connector a little bit, so I guess that's what I'm doing right there. I had to kind of like temporarily leave it in place so that way I can repair it when I'm done the job. And good thing about Volkswagen, we get new wires, we can get all types of connectors and repin them and do all types of good stuff. And it's just Volkswagen. That's just us. So I mean, a lot of dumb stuff we do replace too, especially those bolts that's torque to yield and you got to do a degree turn on it. Yeah, think about all the parts when I replace something, I gotta get all of the hardware for it, and then torque all of them. That's a different story too. So I'm moving like connectors and stuff out of my way. Now that we got like a lot of room to get to the water pump now, so it's just a matter of getting stuff out of your way. Me, I like to zip tie like wires and stuff away from my working area, so that way I got room to maneuver, and I gotta worry about stuff being all in my way. So now I'm separating. There's quick connects and like a little clip or whatever. Separating the I think this is coolant hoses that come from the upper and lower radiator. So just yeah, pretty much just separate those. They easy, and that's another thing I like about German cars and stuff. Like all of the quick connects in there, because you be getting like American cars or like Japa cars or something like that. Them hoses be hard to come off or whatever. I ain't yet had to use no radiator hose tool, that that angled weird pick or whatever. I ain't never had no radiator hose removal to get a radiator hose off or coolant hose off. Period. Working on Volkswagen or like German cars. Good. Got that problem with other manufacturers. So they came off, and it looks like there is another one at the bottom. Just be sure to get that. And I'm not sure if I grabbed the pick or what I did. Yeah, must have had it already separated or something. I don't know. Get your hoses off. Just pay attention in the video. If you got to go back, then you got to go back. Then that's just you. If you're a person that constantly got to go back and relook at instructions before actually doing it, or the video before doing it, then you good. You that makes you more successful completing the job, because you embedding the steps and instructions in your head, so when you go to do the job, like damn, at such time, or he at this part of the video he did this, he did that, or this says instructions to do this, I'm gonna do that. Like, everything is already in your brain. You good. You just reassuring yourself that you're doing the right thing, and you are doing the right thing for doing that, so you good. So it looks like drain got a little drippage going on. I'm kind of like repositioning my catch can, doing that, and yeah, that's what I'm doing. Wiggling off some yeah, got another. It's like 3 or 4 quick connect hoses joints that go on a water pump thermostat housing. Like I said, just gotta separate all of them. Now once you get that off, There's a your water pump is belt driven, but it's also not driven by your accessory belts. It got its own separate belt, own separate shaft that spins, whatever. Cool. Now, this one is a rib belt, and it got tension on it, but you still can. There's a special tool you can take off the sprocket on the other end, and or I mean, I don't know the other. That's just what the part of the procedure tell us to do. Me, I could sneak those belts off. I just pretty much, the pick is your friend, and your fingernails, your fingers is your friend in the situation, and the flat tip screwdriver is your friend in the situation. So it looks like, yeah, I'm taking off the two T30 screws that go onto the cover for the belt for the water pump. You're gonna have to separate those. They are kind of pain in the ass to get to, but if you got like, you got tools and you can finesse it in there, then just you good. That's what you're gonna be having to do to get these cover bolts off or whatever. So I think I got one out, and I'm trying to get the others probably placed in the front. The one in the front is the easiest to get to. I see some people struggle to get the belt on. I mean, I saw somebody struggle to get the belt on, definitely. And I mean, you just gotta have patience. I mean, if it slides off, it can go on, and you. I mean, yeah, it got tension to it, but it ain't like crazy tension. It reminds me of like putting on a timing belt a little bit. I mean, I can't. I'm sorry to put those in that comparison, but that's how the belt is designed, like a little bit. So I think, yeah, working on my last screw. Should be threading it out by hand, and yeah, once you do that, bam, cover off, cool. And so I guess I'm trying to figure out what tool did I use, a flathead screwdriver or pick up flathead screwdriver. And don't destroy the belt. Lightly pry. When I say lightly, like light, like gently. You know how you wipe your ass when you're taking a smash? Like lightly. Light. Don't destroy it. You feel me? Now, moving some hoses out the way. If you gotta like zip tie or get a bungee cord or whatever it is to keep everything out your way, do what you gotta do. Me, I like to like tuck it under like another wire or hose or something like that to hold it. Other than that'd be good. It would have been smarter to take this intercooling piping off right here so you got run. But me, I wasn't gonna be doing all of that because that's just me. It is in your way, but notice how I keep moving it around or whatever. It is what it is. So I mean, it made it tough for me to get. There are five, or if I can remember counting, five T30 torque screws that go around a water pump. There's three up top and then two at the bottom. The two at the bottom you have to fill by hand or use a mirror, or you could try to like get it out from the bottom. Like I'm not going putting the car up in the air for bolts that I can feel and I can get, by using my senses. Cool. That's what I'm gonna be doing. All right. So that's pretty much what I'm doing right now, is taking off the screws, and yeah, I got all of the screws out. That was fast. And the union, you're gonna like pull away, pull the water pump towards you, and then pull off like over to the right a little bit just to get that union out. That's the union that go into like the oil cooler on the side, if you can see. And see how that intercooling piping in my way? Just take your time. It'll come out. Now, there's a connector on the actuator side of the thermostat. Uh, be sure to disconnect that. I think I used a pick to separate that. Don't yank on it, because if you yank on it, not realizing you got a wire, then you destroy the wire and connector, and you got a future repair to do, and that's gonna make your job a lot longer. Just be careful. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do. Locate that damn actuator joint. Like I said, you gotta do like basic settings too. I might as well just go ahead and start talking about it now. You gotta do basic settings with a scan tool, bi-directional scan tool. And I don't know if you can do basic settings with your scan tool. With my scan tool, I can, and I got we can use a shop scan tool too. And so pretty much you're gonna have to like I said, run a basic setting for it. And then there's another like there's a run and bleed procedure too you can do with the scan tool, but I did a regular bleed. Mind you, you see right there, I got a picture too where the leak is, so I'll be sure to put that. But like You have to do the basic setting. I mean the basic setting on the scan tool. That's part of the procedure, because that you're not doing a basic setting, cause it can mess up the pump pretty much, or the thermostat itself or whatever. I forget what it could do. Me, I don't like getting in all of that. I just follow instructions and then call it a damn day. It is what it is. This video, I mean, video, follow this video. You good. I don't see why you can't get it out. If you need instructions, if you need to ask me more on or if you need help on doing like the basic settings on like how to navigate to get it done, or with the steps I took to get it done, just let me know. Then I'll shoot that to you. I don't know what email, whatever. I'll reply back to you. But that's definitely something you probably gonna have questions on. Definitely. I just showed you how to do it. I mean, I wish I could have showed you how to do the basic setting, and then you can run a vacuum. I mean, you could vacuum bleed it, cool, but you can also run a fill and bleed joint under a test plan. You're gonna have to add it. I think you're gonna have to add it as as a self test. But you guys don't know nothing about Volkswagen like software and scan tool stuff. It's a whole nother conversation, and I'm kind of like rushing it so I can get off. So I'm Leekautorepair. Let me hit the joint. And I mean, you guys like this video? Make sure you like it. Check out my last video too that I did on my car or whatever. Got more stuff coming up. I'm trying to do these parking brake on my car as a video. I installed new parking brakes. I ordered them joints. I just need a parking brake switch too. But probably gonna do that. Whatever. I got content in the bag. Definitely got one in the hole. But I'm Leekautorepair. Hit the like button. Hit the dislike button. It is what it is. Got a question, comment, concern? You can leave it in the comment section. You can email me. I holla.